We had a eventful week, man. What's going on, Mr. David?
Running around. What's up? How you?
Hey, you went to the party.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I did.
You went to the party.
I definitely did.
Threw a party. Yeah, I definitely threw one. And David came through, no doubt. Your __ is wild. Now, I ain't gonna front, real talk. Let's break it down. I'm genuinely glad the brother got his freedom. Salute to Maximum. Big fan of his music. He even on my first album, Survival. So yeah, I felt good going, probably rolling with him. But man, the internet went insane. Wild chatter everywhere. They were saying I got kicked off. Yeah, that's what they said. They told me straight up, you got kicked off this joint. I was like, hold up, what? I didn't even do that. But that's the internet for you. Wild rumors flying nonstop. It got so out of hand I can't even rap about it no more. People don't know the full story. Both of us had different opinions. And honestly, I think it's dope that two things can be true at the same time. You felt one way, I felt another. You went to the party, but the conversation had already happened. I feel like I was never really around Max like that, you know? But we had our own connection through mutuals, through whoever we know. And me being around Jim as long as I have, with Jim knowing my mom and my kids, I had to holler at Capo like, yo, bro, how you feel about that? I got invited directly, so it was only right to have that convo before just showing up and letting him hear about it later. That's just how I roll. It's all about honoring that bond, that energy. Like I said, me and Fad were talking earlier. Individual men. We don't always see eye to eye. But because I didn't build a relationship with Capo over the last 5 or 6 years, I felt like it wasn't my place to stand next to anyone he had an issue with. That bond is strong. It's past professional. It's respect, history, loyalty. And that's something you can't just ignore. We got a personal relationship, no doubt. And I feel like the word friend gets thrown around way too loosely. Everybody's brother. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Fab, my brother. Yo, bro, that's my bro. It's my brother, my friend. But real talk, everybody's your brother until it's time to actually do brother, __ right. Being a true friend comes with responsibilities. That's just how I see it. As a friend, certain things I expected. You should be able to trust me around your wife, right? Around money, right? If you took a fall, I should be there for you, no questions asked. No matter what. And the way I look at life, I just felt like I had to be clear. It wasn't disrespect to Max or anybody else. I got a relationship with him too. But as a man, I needed to lay my principles out. Those are mine, not anyone else's. I think it's dope we could have that conversation, because I felt like some people were misreading it. And yeah, I agree with you 1000%. No cap. I love this __ But I'm not over here trying to decode what everybody else is feeling or thinking. CP knows exactly how I feel about him. He's known me since I was 18, 19 years old. This isn't new. This isn't about clout, cameras, or flexing. I've been talking to Max since jail. He's on the album. That's real. It was a straight man move. Let me haul at Jim, see how he feels. That's honor. He could have easily been like, yo, bro, whatever. But we had our own one-on-one. I'm not gonna lean on any side. You feel me? I __ with both. I __ with Capo. I'm not picking sides. That's not me. That's respectable. And honestly, there's no wrong answer. Everybody sees things through their own lens, based on their experiences. I've been in situations my whole life where you had to declare your side. But me? I've always been like this. Doesn't matter if it's Jim or anybody else I got love and respect for. I operate the same way every time. I just don't want it to ever turn into some forced loyalty situation, some fake lines drawn. That's not how I move. That's principle. That's real. Misunderstanding? Nah, that tain't it. You're gonna know exactly where I stand, because actions speak louder than all the noise out here. Everybody's talking, internet willed in. But I'm like, nah, we got to dig deeper than headlines. Real life ain't about clout or clicks. It's about principle, how you move when it really counts. So yeah, I feel like it's cool. Man, what you think? Spits? Spitz jumped in earlier, even a couple weeks back, talking about the strength of relationships. And that's exactly what we built here. Beyond the podcast, a real brotherhood, real connections, real checks. So when situations like this pop up, it's about seeing if it hits you, addressing it up front, not letting the drama blow up later. That's the energy we stay on. We can break it down individually, outside of Capo. But this is really his experience. You can't tell a man how to feel about what he went through if you weren't there. People don't really get the principle until it hits them personally. Once it's on you, that's when it clicks. Outside perspectives only go so far. You can't dictate another man's timing or feelings. And whenever he's ready to let it go, if he ever does, we're right there, supportive, no rush. This ain't about the internet, clout, or anyone else's opinion. It's real life. Respect the timing. Respect the process. Every man moves on his own clock, especially when it comes to loyalty, respect, and brotherhood. That's how Grown Energy works. I want New York as a whole to be unified. Can't wait until we're all in one room, everyone holding their own relationships, running their own craft. People been screaming for years. New York ain't got unity, but we proving them wrong, slowly, artist by artist. Individual fathers, bosses, hustlers, all learning how to balance brotherhood with grind. That's what real New York energy looks like. Facts. And now, here we go again. This Jim Jones, Dave East, Max B storyline finally hit a real turning point. The city been watching moves like a live chess game, and it's all converging with heavy tension. Most rappers only pop out for clubs or studio runs, but real loyalty, real stand-up energy, slim pickings. And one thing certain, Jim Jones orchestrated this like a mastermind, dropping a fresh podcast right in the middle of all the chaos. That move? Straight strategy. Perfect timing to slide into the algorithm, spark conversation, maybe even sneak into the top 5 hip-hop podcasts. The wild part? Jim hasn't said one word about Max B since he got home. Not a single direct mention. But here's where it gets spicy. His co-hosts, Mayo and Dave East, both been around Max or folks close to him. They know exactly how to flip that energy into content that hits. Most podcasters dodge real topics, but Mino sitting there, nothing off limits. On the new Let's Rap About It episode, Mino jumped straight into the heat. No hesitation. Presses Dave East about showing up to Max BS dinner party. The tension cut through the room like a knife. Then finally, Fab gives his perspective on the Max B and Jim Jones saga fans been waiting on forever. Let's keep it 100. Jim deserves respect. Max is back, and Jim ain't posting sly shots, tossing jabs, or blocking friend from showing love. That's a huge shift from 10 to 15 years ago. Right now, Jim's handling business, staying focused, keeping his feelings about Max tucked away. That's grown energy, pure maturity. Honestly, I think in the next year or two, we might actually see Jim Jones and Max be sitting across from each other on a podcast. Mayo's vision? Clear. He wants New York moving as one, unified, and is pushing that energy loud, unapologetically. Then things got real. After Mayo checked Dave East about the dinner, the whole room shifted. You could feel it. Dave didn't fold. Stood firm, keeping it real about peace, respect, and solid energy in the city. No sneaky moves. Just doing right by everybody. Then Fab stepped in with his smooth, calm delivery, breaking down the long-standing issues without picking sides, emphasizing grown man conversations over grudges that could drag another decade. His words carried serious weight. The panel kept circling back to one big idea. New York looks stronger when everyone's locked in together, not divided. That's why this episode hit so hard. This wasn't just gossip. It was a real lens on how far the city's legends have come and how close we might be to a historic reunion. Then Mino spoke on why he isn't afraid to address Max B pure confidence. He said he's not here to hold on to old drama, not when everyone's grown. The room went quiet for a moment because honesty like that hits different on camera. Dave East opened up too, breaking down how the internet keeps trying to drag him onto sides he never picked. He made it clear he respects Jim, respects Max, and refuses to let online noise twist real situations into fake conflict. That alone showed Dave's character. Most rappers wouldn't touch a situation this messy. And the final takeaway, the city needs progress, not tension. Too much talent, Too many opportunities to get stuck in decade-old storylines. Everyone in that room was pushing culture forward, even with the streets watching every move like a scoreboard. Right when it felt like things were settling, I dropped another note that shook the whole conversation. He said, "A lot of people only see the headlines, but they don't understand the real history behind these situations." He made it clear what went down between Jim Jones and Max B was serious grown man business. This wasn't some quick back and forth for clout or internet chatter. That reminder landed heavy because it showed how deep the wounds ran and how long they'd been simmering. Dave East jumped in next, explaining how the younger generation views the situation completely differently now. Most fans today just want music, unity, and real energy from New York, not recycled beats popping up every few months. Hearing him break down that shift highlighted just how much hip-hop culture has evolved since the early 2000s. Then Fab dropped one last line, calm but sharp, "Nobody wins when the city is split up." He pointed out the potential if legends like Max B and Jim Jones actually stood side by side again, instead of staying on opposite sides forever. That thought had the room thinking, because the image of New York moving as one, with those iconic names aligned, could literally shake the entire game. It became clear that whatever conversations had already happened between Jim and Max aren't on hostile timing anymore. The energy has shifted. Now it's just a matter of them sitting face to face and finally talking it out like grown men. The same intensity from years ago isn't there anymore. This moment proved they're closer to peace than most people even realize. Now I want to hear from you. Jump in the comments and let me know how you feel about how they handled that discussion. What do you think it's going to take for Max B and Jim Jones to finally be in the same room together? Drop your thought below. Smash that like button, share this video, and make sure you're subscribed to DripZ. Hit hype this video so the algorithm can push this story to even more people. Thank you.